but bungee jumping is a little bit like boomerang, right? But maybe they didn't invent it, I don't know. But they are thought to be a happy-go-lucky, tanned surfers and so on, and they also they have in the same time a very strict immigration policy. They don't put anyone who would like to go to Australia and settle down there. They, up to 1970s, they had a very small limit on Asians to be accepted to the society, but now they are mostly not. They don't have these racial reservations anymore, but they have a very meritocratic approach, and you don't have to be someone which would be thought of being productive, probably potentially productive, to be able to settle down there. And this is apart from the small problem of having the Lebanese people which were doing car races on the beaches and having some fist fights with the group of the people who prefer to have some more quiet milieu to ambience to surf and so on. So there were some, apart from those beatings between batteries, between and fights, whatever, between the surfers, the real Australian surfers and the Lebanons, and who wanted to car race. Apart from that, not many really big problems with assimilation, although but this assimilation is not equal to the cultural assimilation. People are preserving their original cultural identities for generations, and this is even more strong than in Canada. But in the same time, they have less problems with immigrants and so on, because of better understood and better thought through, and the laws which are better and thought through, and in Australia, because they really face the whole bulk of Asia in front of them, and they have only 22 million inhabitants, so they are more cautious when it comes to immigration, and they have no immigration crisis like Europe has or has even today. But although the cultural assimilation is not really functioning, so they have many people who are productive for Australia, although they are not necessarily thinking about themselves as Australians or Australians first. In Canada, you would have even more people from immigrant descent who would be thinking about themselves and who think about themselves as Canadians, or first and foremost Canadians. But you also have in Canada far more people who are unproductive and harmful to the Canadian society, because the social assimilation and the cultural assimilation is not the same, and we can see the clear difference between Australia and Canada. So I've chosen Canada as one of the lectures of this series about national stereotypes, because Australia is even only some 20 years ago it was some exotic small nation of 15 million people and so on, and today it's the 12th military power in the world and has 24 million inhabitants, so nearly, no, maybe not doubled, but grew very rapidly and very significantly in these last 2 decades. And Australia, although is maybe not so dominating on the music stage, but they are very much visible on the in cinema, in international cinema. They are going to be probably more and more significant military, economic and cultural power, also due to the very cautious and well thought through immigration policy.